This is my 1500 day old survival world. At this point, it's probably my forever world. In this world, I've got farms for absolutely anything I could ever want, from gunpowder to cactus, and from enchanted books to shulker shells. But there is one thing that I'm not producing, and that is cake. So today we are going to be travelling off to a distant island to build a factory that produces ridiculous amounts of cake. And to get to that island, we are going to be travelling through the nether, flying about 400 blocks, placing down a nether portal, and heading through. And here we are on a nice little mycelium island, and it's raining. Lovely. But this is where we're going to be building our factory. So I chose this place just so we don't have any mobs bothering us. We don't need to farm any mobs, so it just makes it easier to build the cake factory. So this factory is going to have to do quite a few things in order to produce cake, and that is, I'm going to have to milk cows to get milk. We're going to have to produce our own eggs and produce our own wheat, and we're also going to have to produce sugarcane and turn that into sugar. So that means we need farms for, well, we need one cow, which we can continuously milk and use the same bucket. We need a chicken farm, which should be easy enough. We need a sugarcane farm, which should be easy enough. And we need a wheat farm, which means we need villagers. Oh dear. But we're going to be starting off with the easiest farm of them all, which is the egg farm. So I'm thinking the factory is going to be around here. So if we go up a little bit, just so we've got a bit of room to work with. Our egg farm will go right here, and it is as simple as a chest, a hopper, a few blocks on either side, and then hopefully a chicken. No. Nice, the chicken farm is done. Okay, so next up we have a milk farm, which we're going to need to produce, and I just want to check something. I'm pretty sure you cannot do this, right, and dispense a bucket to milk a cow. Let's find out. Right, if you stand there. See? Nope. We're going to have to do this by hand. That's okay. So we've got our egg farm up here, and our cow farm, or milk bucket farm, is going to be over here. So let's go up to roughly the same level as the chicken farm up there. So this is going to be pretty similar to the chicken farm. We're just going to have this guy standing on a hopper, and we're going to be continuously milking him and throwing buckets of milk into that hopper. There we go. So if I place a bucket of water like this, then I stand in the water stream here, I should be able to milk this guy. Okay, so when I've got a full inventory, I should just spit that out, and it goes into the hopper there. Brilliant. Okay. So the cow farm is semi-set up now, but I need to make sure I've always got buckets in my inventory. And I think the easiest way to do that is to, well, drop them into my inventory. I've got a dropper set up here, but I need to work out how to drop it every time I milk the cow. And I think the easiest way to do that is going to be using this thing, the calibrated skulk sensor. So I need to find out what sound level, I guess, milking a cow is, and then we can trigger the dropper to drop us a bucket every time that happens. Well, if you ever wondered what level milking a cow was in terms of sound in Minecraft, it is level 6. Good to know. So now we're going to get this set up with the skulk sensor sitting underneath us, listening for every time we milk a cow to drop us a new bucket. So there's the setup. Looks pretty messy at the moment, but it will look better eventually, don't you worry. And if we head up here, we can fill this dropper up with buckets. I'll completely fill it up eventually. Take 8 here, and then if I make sure my inventory is completely full, we should be able to. Okay. Full speed doesn't seem to quite work. That's annoying. We'll have to auto click a little bit slower, but that's alright. Moving on to our sugarcane farm now, because I'm putting off the wheat farm because it's going to be an absolute pain. We'll do that last. But yeah, we'll get our sugarcane set up. We've got our little path sprouting off this way. So we will have our chest here, which collects all of the sugarcane, which is going to be fed by a line of hoppers. So there is our sugarcane farm all set up. I'm sure you all know how a sugarcane farm works, so I didn't bother showing that. But we have got sugarcane. Well, we haven't had any harvested yet, but it is getting outputted into this chest eventually. But it isn't actually sugarcane we need. It is sugar, which means we are going to get to use the autocrafter. I have never really used this before, so this will be quite fun. We're obviously going to have to use it later on as well to craft cakes. But for now, we should get started on working out how it works. So I think it's going to be pretty easy for this case because the sugar recipe is just one sugarcane turns into one sugar. So if we take the sugarcane out of the chest here and feed it into, not like that, feed it into our crafter. Is that going to work? Right, okay, so we want to lock all of this and just have it going in. I'm not sure if that's the right orientation though. Let's have a look. Okay, it is. Cool. Right, so that doesn't give us anything, but that's fine. We want this basically just to be firing all the time. So we've just got an observer clock running in the background there. Thankfully, it doesn't make any noise really. Tiny little ticking sound, but you have to be so close to hear it. So that's all good. So that should be working now. I think that will be outputting into the hopper. We can check if we put an iron ingot in here again. Let's see. No, that didn't work. Why did that not work? Okay, maybe that works. Yes, that works. Okay, fine. So our sugar will be output into this chest right here. Brilliant. So we've got our eggs, we've got our milk, and we've got our sugar. Now we need wheat. So we start off with the easy bit. We build the skeleton of the farm, which is essentially just a normal wheat farm with a Minecraft hopper there to collect any wheat that the villagers try to throw to one another. So I'm going to build that, and then we're going to have to venture out around the world to find a village and transport villagers into the farm. I'm going to get the farm built right now. And there it is, nice and easy. We're going to have one farmer villager working the farm here, harvesting all the crops and trying to pass crops to a villager standing here. But the wheat will be intercepted by this minecart hopper thing and distributed into this chest. So now we just got the easy challenge of getting 2 villagers here. I'm going to have to fly off and find a village. A village has been found, and it means we can test out the new boat lead thing. I haven't tried this before, so I'm pretty sure you can now drag boats on leads. So we should be able to take both villagers at the same time. And we got a second guy here, so I'm pretty sure I can. Yes. Does this? Can we pull this along? I really hope so. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, I'm going to take these 2 guys back to the factory island. I have no idea what's just happened. I brought the guys... What? The guys were over there in the boats, and I came over to the chest, and he just spawned like this. What? I don't know if he was like still attached to the lead, and it jibbed out because of that. Oh my goodness. Okay. I guess he's here now. I was gonna pillar up to try and get him to pathfind to the composter in here. Because he was... Okay, one of them's still here. These guys were attached by leads together. And I went over there and he just spawned over there. That was weird. I guess there's a bug with the new leads. I don't know what just happened. But we're going to try and get that guy moved in to the farm. Okay, if I release this guy, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's hopefully he goes up there and finds the composter. Or he just stands completely still. Come on. Do something. Is this guy just broken? There we go. Okay. We've got the villager in place. The farmer villager, that is. Now we need to get the other guy in. This one's going to be a little bit trickier, I think, because he hasn't got a workstation. He's just pacing. Come on. I hate villagers. God, they're the worst. Get in the bed. Yes. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Right, we need to get him in this hole, but should be all right now. If I kick him out the bed, just nudge him a little bit. Oh, there we go. Brilliant. Okay, we can take all this stuff down now. All 4 farms are now up and running, and they're doing pretty well. We've got some wheat coming in over here. Or 58. Oh my goodness, we've got a lot of wheat coming in over here. We've got the eggs in here. Couple of stacks, very nice. We've got loads of milk in here. I'll have to be standing up there whenever we need to refresh that, but that's fine. And the sugar cane, or sugar, 18 sugar. Not bad at all. But now we need to get a building put up around this place. Because I've been calling it a factory, but it's not really a factory at the moment. It's just kind of a mess, to be honest. And it started raining also. And I do not want this villager, or either of these villagers, to get struck by lightning. Because that would be really, really annoying. So yeah, we're going to get a factory put up right now. And just like that, we have our factory building all built. And I am super happy with how this looks. I was trying to go for quite an industrial looking building, and I think it looks pretty nice. Used a whole load of bricks and granite. It took quite a long time to build, but I am very pleased with how it looks. And if we head inside, we will see our 4 farms are in here. And there's nothing else at the moment, because we need to get this factory producing cake. But first things first, there is one little adjustment we have to make, and that is to this wheat farm, because it's also producing bread and wheat seeds, which we do not want getting in our cake recipe. So I'm going to have to build a quick item filter just to get all the wheat filtered out from the other stuff. And there we have a quick item sorter all sorted out, I guess. And we are now getting our wheat seeds, not our wheat seeds, our wheat into this dropper here. And everything else is getting filtered into this composter and turned into bone meal, which I guess we'll use at some point. I don't know when. Okay, so now that we have all of our ingredients sorted out, I have done a bit of work on the interior here. So we've got a bit more of a factory looking build. And in these droppers here, we've got our eggs, our milk buckets, the sugar, and the wheat. So what I need to do now is work out how to feed them into this crafter here. So we've got a hopper here. What we're going to do is we're going to drop them into water streams. They're going to flow along here and end up in the dropper. But obviously we need to get them in the right order. So this is the recipe for cake, and I'm pretty sure it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 when you drop them in, but we can test that. So put a wall in first. That goes to this one. Okay. And then if we put a trapdoor in, yeah, that goes to this one. So we need to go milk, 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 sugar, egg, sugar, and then 3 wheat. Okay, I need to get some water streams set up first, and then we're going to work on the ordering of the redstone signals to the droppers. So we've got our water streams all set up now, and they flow across these copper trapdoors and iron trapdoors. I think they look pretty cool, and they all feed in to this hopper here, which feeds into the crafter. So yeah, we're going to have to get the timings right so that we get the right ingredients going at the right time. But I guess we should check it works first. So in here we have our milk. So if we trigger that, trigger that dropper and don't pick it up, should go all the way along and end up, yeah, right there in the crafter. Okay, perfect. Right, now we have to get the timing set up. So I do have a bit of a room quite a lot of room to work with around the back here. So this is where all our wiring is going to be going. So we're going to have to do 3 pulses into this block here. That's the milk. And then we've got the sugarcane here. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to work that out. This might be the coolest thing I have ever built in Minecraft. Not going to lie. Oh my god, this is so satisfying. Okay, so here's the setup. So we have a button on the floor here. And when we press it, we should get our milk dispersed. Flowing through there. Some sugar. Building up the recipe for us. Next should be the egg. Yep. Then another sugar. And then 1. Look at that. That is so satisfying. And the redstone is insane. If we just jump over the crafter here, we can take a little sneak peek. So, yeah, the button feeds to this mess. So the signal from the button comes up here and it loops around, and I made it shorter because it was too long. So the signal gets shorter and then it triple pulses into this one, which gives us our 3 milk. And the signal carries on, gets delayed a little bit just to give the milk time to get into the crafter. Then we trigger the sugar for the first time, which is in a dispenser behind here. So it gets triggered once. And then we go under to the other side. And on the other side, our wiring continues on around here, where it splits into 2. So it triggers the egg there, and it gets majorly delayed around here. And this is to trigger the 3 wheat, because that's the last part, and we wanted 3 separate signals. So these are the 3 signals for that wheat. And then the second wire triggers the eggs and carries on back under to trigger the sugar for the second time. God, that was so confusing. I am so confused. My brain is fried. Okay, I haven't tested this yet, but I'm pretty sure when I press this button, we should produce our first ever cake. Yeah, so let's just check. Nothing in the crafter, nothing in the chest. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I really hope I got the timings right. Okay, let's go. Okay, there's the milk. Sugar. Egg. Sugar. Then the wheat. And power. Yes, okay. Oh, and we get the buckets in here as well. Oh my god. That's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy with that. So our cake factory is fully up and running now, and we are producing cake already. Ah, this is such a cool build. But that is all I've got time for today. I really hope you enjoyed watching me build this insane cake factory. If you did, please do feel free to leave a like and maybe even subscribe. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.